Okay, I've got the box blade off the tractor today so I can walk around it. I can give you a full look and full scope. We're going to go over the parts and exactly what they do, the Scarifiers, the hitch pins, the top link, and the side plates, exactly what they're made out of. And then we're going to go over the backing plate. We're going to go over the inner and the outer cutting edges. But anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to go over it. I'm going to show you what everything does, how it works, and what it was made for. Then we're going to cover why I think, in my opinion, that the industry has kind of mislabeled some of these parts, such as the Scarifiers. The first thing we're going to look at here is our three-point hitch system that's on the implement itself. This is referred to as the hitch. Some people call it the hookup, which I don't use that terminology. This actually has about 4 different pieces in it. You've got your hitch right here, or your A-frame assembly, which the pins themselves, the lift arm pins, which are here and here attached to, and then we've got our top link that attaches here. Slight adjustment rearward that allows the back blade, if you're pushing backwards, to contact the ground. Bring your top link in a little bit shorter. That allows this inside edge right here to scrape, and it brings the back blade off the ground slightly. So that's something to think about. The next thing that we're going to cover is we're going to cover these side plates right here. Now, you can find a variety of different things that manufacturers do. Some of them weld on scab plates onto the bottom of this down here so that it doesn't wear as bad down in this area down here. Most of these do fine without any kind of scab plates at all. If this is used correctly, you don't have to worry about those, or wear plates is what a lot of people call them. You don't really have to worry about having wear plates on there if you use this piece of equipment correctly. This is made out of an AR steel. It's an abrasion-resistant steel. Now, notice I said abrasion-resistant, not abrasion-proof. Abrasion-resistant steel is not going to wear down quite as fast as mild steel, which is what 90% or 99% of this box blade is made out of, is just mild steel. So the 2 sides plates, they have a very important function in that they are wear resistant, and they also serve to hold the material that the box blade gathers up as the cutting edge is scraping along the surface of the ground. Okay, next we're going to cover the cutting edges, or the scraper blades themselves. Now, these are designed to just shave off the surface of whatever you're working on, whether it's a gravel driveway, whether it's a dirt out in the field, or no matter what you're doing, a mound of dirt that happened to be built up. These blades are reversible. Both the front one and the rear one are reversible. They're bolted on. They've got bolts that you can see right here are flat-faced on one side. They usually have a square shank on the inside that allow where you don't have to worry about holding onto the back of it, and you can tighten it down. But these blades are 2-sided, and they're reversible, like I said. You've got your lower cutting edge here, and then when you wear this one down, you simply unbolt it and flip it over, and you've got another cutting edge here. Now, one of the things that you are going to notice is that these are very blunt on the end. They're not sharp. Like I said, all that they're designed to do is just scrape off the surface. You're not going to do any digging with this. That's another common misconception, is that these dig. A box blade does not dig. It physically can't. And I'm going to show you something underneath this box blade that's going to make that a little bit more understandable. And we're going to get into that later. This is the underside of the box blade, and you'll notice that these blades barely sit down. We've got maybe an inch that the blade extends below our side plate right here. So, like I said, this is not to dig. This is a scraper. Okay, the next thing we're going to go over here is the Scarifiers, often referred to as a ripper. What these are designed to do is just simply, depending on the compaction of the ground and the moisture in the ground of what you're working, these are used to lightly scrape the top surface and lightly bring up compacted or crusty soil, such as in a driveway. These are called Scarifiers, and a lot of people get this wrong. You can tell a lot of AI scripted YouTube videos, they call them Scarifiers. Actually, the people that are making the video actually probably didn't even know what they were talking about using AI script. The AI got it off of the internet, off of forums where other people misspelled it or mispronounced it, and it snowballs. In all the years that I've been around heavy equipment, I've never, ever heard any heavy equipment operator refer to his ripper shanks that are on the rear of a piece of heavy equipment as a scarifier. They're called rippers. Now, if they don't call the shanks or the rippers that are on the back of a heavy piece of equipment, if they don't call them scarifiers and they call them rippers, why would we call on a light duty piece of equipment like what this is right here? And don't get me wrong, this does a lot of work. It's a great piece of equipment to have. Why would we call it a ripper when it's actually a scarifier if we don't call it that on a bulldozer or heavy pieces of equipment? The next thing we're going to move on to is this backing plate right here. That is simply what it is a backing plate. A lot of the industry has gone to calling this a moldboard. A moldboard is actually, anybody that's been around farming equipment knows that a moldboard is a spear-shaped plowhead. It's designed to go subsoil. It takes and flips over the soil so that you're getting to new nutrients, you're getting to unused soil. Makes it sound not so heavy or not so dramatic. So they're calling it a moldboard. This to me is, in my opinion, they've totally mislabeled it. It was probably done for a marketing ploy, just like the Scarifier Ripper. We've also now got the Moldboard in the back, and this is not a moldboard. Anybody that's used a box blade knows that as you're pulling along or you're pushing, the soil is not coming up in great depth. I mean, it's a scraper, like I said. The blade sticks down maybe an inch, sometimes an inch and a half. You're not flipping soil over. You're just cutting just a light crust off the surface. This is not a moldboard. I think that it's labeled incorrectly, and I think it's done as a marketing ploy from a lot of these manufacturers, but that's my opinion. So take it for what it's worth. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at here, we're going to look at the underside of the box blade. Now, this is going to play a huge role. You can see there, you can see the bolts. That's what holds on our cutting edges, which are right here. Give you a good idea, if I can get this to adjust in on it. Anyway, the bottom down here is pretty much solid. You've got a piece of, looks like a piece of 2.5 by 2.5 angle iron. It's basically designed just to hold on these two cutting edges. Now, that makes the bottom of this box blade solid. That's going to play into some of what I'm going to explain later on in this series on why the box blade can't dig. So keep that in mind, and we'll come back to that at a later point. But this gives you a real good idea of how this works, of what a box blade is made of. It's nothing fancy. It's I think, like I say, I think a lot of it's overplayed. A lot of terms that are used that don't properly fit here. But in my opinion, that's what the industry's doing to try to glamour these things up, to make them look a little bit more beefy than actually what they are. So, okay, so that's your box blade from top to bottom, side plates, backing plate, reversible cutting edges, and scarifiers, and our hitch components up here. So anyway, coming up, we're going to dig into, like I said, this is a 5-part series. You're going to want to stick around for it. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. If you don't agree with me, leave a comment. That's cool. I mean, I'm going to have some people that are going to scream up and down that these are rippers. I'm going to have people scream up and down that because in the literature on these box blades that they use this, that they claim that it's got a moldboard on the back, and I think it's termed wrong. And like I say, I don't know, you know. I don't agree with it. But anyway, you know all the names. Now you know exactly how this thing is going to work. Now, the next one that we're going to do in the second part of this series is we're going to dispel some myths on exactly what this box blade can and can't do, and you're going to want to stick around for that. So as usual, buckle up, ROPS up, the life you save may be yours. We'll see you on the next one.